What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake. In the last video, we were out here and I had the same setup and we started splitting 2 cords of green firewood for a new customer. We got about half of it done in about an hour and I have since been working on it and we got a little bit left to do. So let me show you how much progress I've made since that last video. Well, the last video we left off and we had several rounds kind of scattered about in here and this whole area was kind of a mess. As you can see, I came in and cleaned it up with the Baumalight mini skid steer. We scraped away a bunch of the bark and sawdust and stuff, got it back down to bare asphalt millings. And then yesterday I came out and split up the remaining bits of little, pieces and stuff that were scattered around and started cutting into some of this beech that has been piled up over here. As you can see, I cut up one of the bigger logs and started splitting it. This was the end. It's a big gnarly crotch piece. Not going to even bother splitting that, but we made considerable progress on the 2 cords here. And whoa, I'm about to fall off the blade of the excavator. But as you guys know, 2 cords in this dumpster can is filled up to the top. So we just have this little area left to fill up in the front of the dumpster can here. You can see it's not much. It should go relatively quickly. So I just need to fire up the excavator and cut up a couple more of these here beech logs. It should be pretty easy because they're smaller. This beech log was kind of tough. I was able to finally get a grip on it eventually with the thumb and the bucket. I am using the 12-inch trenching bucket, which I modified, or had my buddy modify, and added the teeth, the grip teeth on there on the sides and on the thumb. But I don't know, these grip teeth might need to revisit these because these are already getting kind of worn. They're not nearly as pointy as they started out. The ones down here looking pretty good still, but these we might need some more, and I might even want to add some actually on these very end teeth here of the thumb. Well, all right, guys, and just like that, we got a nice pile of beech rounds to finish off this 2-cord order of green firewood. This stuff is really nice, pretty straight. Some of it's bigger, so it should make a lot of firewood fast. This is probably actually more than we're gonna need, so I might not even split up all of this, but let me tell you, with the excavator and the thumb, and you know how I figured out staging logs right over here, and the 500i, of course, is the star of the show here in the cutting. You can't get much easier than this setup as far as cutting firewood. The only thing easier would be a full-on firewood processor, and we all know that full-on firewood processors have their limitations. The nice thing about having this excavator with the thumb is that I can cut, you know, wavy wood, you know, corkscrew wood, anything you throw at it, it'll, you know, for the most part, pick up. And we can cut it off the ground without having to bend over and, you know, burying the saw chain in the asphalt millings or the dirt and dulling it. So this setup has really been working well. And I know I am sweating, but again, it's over 90 degrees yet again. I think finally the heat wave is supposed to break tonight. And I think, of course, it's going to rain like the rest of the week. Tuesday through Friday, it's supposed to rain. So we're gonna get this stuff split up. I just heard back from the customer. He gave me confirmation that we are A-OK for delivery this afternoon. So we're gonna top off the dumpster can and head over for delivery. Now, something you guys brought up, which I didn't really think about, I guess I've kind of taken it for granted, is that I'm hoping that the International will lift up the dumpster can. I have delivered, you know, this amount of firewood when it was seasoned and dry, but something that I didn't think about is that there's a lot of oak and beech in there, which is heavy wood, and it's green. So I'm really hoping that we don't have major issues trying to lift up the dumpster. But let's not put the cart before the horse. We'll get it filled up, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Well, all right, guys, I am calling that full. I'm gonna spread out this last little bit that's riding its way up the grizzly bars on the conveyor here, but this is a very full dumpster can of really nice firewood. I mean, guys, this stuff, I don't know if you could tell, but this is like beautiful size firewood. You can see it's not tiny. There's some bigger pieces in here. You know, I think this gentleman is going to be really satisfied with this load of firewood, because I guess the past couple years he's been getting firewood from other places and he was not happy with it. So he was looking for somebody new. He had bought firewood from the firewood stand at the end of the driveway and was very satisfied with it. So he reached out and you know, asked if he could get a larger quantity, which I said, yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna get the excavator moved out of the way after I knock down that pile, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the International will pick this thing up. I don't know how much this weighs. I was just looking a little briefly last night, and you know, obviously it depends on the species and how wet it is and everything like that. But the high estimates were that a cord of like wet firewood, green firewood, with you know, being a heavier species, could weigh up to like 5,000 pounds. So if we have 2 cords in here, maybe a little bit more, we are getting dangerously close to the 13,000 pound capacity of my Ampliroll hook lift on the back of the International. And as you guys know, it's not a new truck by any means. So it's a little tired. Hopefully we can get this thing loaded up. heavy. This is what I was worried about. All right, well guys, I was wrong. I thought the truck wasn't strong enough, but I just didn't give it enough gas. Princess, it's for you, Adam and Doug. As you can see, I got it up in the air, but I didn't have it pulled out far enough, so I started to hit the grizzly bars. So I need to fold the grizzly bars back in just because of the angle that I had the can. I actually moved it before I started this whole splitting operation with the excavator to get it a little bit closer, which was easy to do when it was empty, but now that it's full, it's a little bit more difficult. However, the truck did get it, which, I mean, it was definitely pushing the limits, but it was able to lift it up. So as you can see, what I did here was, and this is what I should probably do in the beginning, you know, when I do this in the future, is just put this telephone pole down underneath, because that extra 10 inches of height is literally all it takes to give this truck the extra oomph to pick up a fully loaded can such as this. The hardest part, when I spoke to Ampliroll, the manufacturer of this hook lift, because there was at a time I thought I was maybe getting bypassed through the cylinders, or you know, the pump was leaking or something, but what they said is that the most, you know, effort that it takes in any part of the whole loading or unloading process is when you're picking up a fully loaded can from the ground. It's that first 6 to 8 inches of just lifting it up, and then once it gets going, you have, you know, physics on your side with however all this physics and stuff works. But once that hook starts moving, it'll keep going. It's just getting it to start moving. So as you can see, I chalked it down there. I'm gonna fold up the grizzly bars to give us a little bit more clearance, and then we should have no problem loading this up on the back of the truck. And then once it's on the back of the truck has no problem dumping a load like this. It's just because all this weight is so far back off the back axle, you know, that's the hardest part of this. All right, let's give this another shot. All right, so the fact that there is no dumpster can there obviously means that that worked. I'm definitely gonna have to use that telephone pole chock in the future, but we got the load easily up on the back of the truck once we pass that little snafu, and we are ready to go deliver this. You know, I gotta say, guys, that one of the most commented things on my channel is the fact that people absolutely love this hook lift truck. I can't believe how many you know, viewers have never seen a truck like this. They're becoming, you know, more and more popular, especially nowadays because they're so versatile with the way that you can swap the bodies and stuff around. But you know, obviously the proof is in the pudding. This truck is a 1992, so they've been around for a while. Just recently, I feel like they've started to get smaller. I'd say that the vast majority of trucks that were built around the time that this one was were much larger scale hook lift trucks. But now they're getting very popular, to even the point where I think one company actually uses a winch and not hydraulics to like winch on different bodies to help keep the cost down. But I mean, this truck is awesome. I love this truck. It was one of the best things I've ever bought, probably besides the tractor. right, guys, well, there is the 2-cord delivery of green firewood here. As you can see, the customer has other wood for this upcoming winter. Like I said, this is going to be for almost like 2 years from now, or maybe towards the tail end of this upcoming winter. But this is a nice healthy 2-cord load, and it's mostly beech, maple, and a little bit of oak, so I think you should be happy. All right, guys, we just got back from the delivery a little while ago. I spent some time out here cleaning up. If you couldn't guess, my OCD got the best of me. I had to get everything rearranged. So we got everything cleaned out underneath the splitter. I also swapped out the tote underneath the grizzly bars, so we got a nice empty tote here to catch a bunch more scrap. And I brought 2 more empty IBC totes and put them under the conveyor. So we are basically ready to go as soon as I get some more wood cut up the next time I come out here. Oh, I also used the mini skid steer with the bucket and just graded out, you know, the area where the dumpster was, that it made some ruts with those with the wheels on the dumpster as I was pulling it on the back of the truck. The delivery was a great success. Really nice couple. They live like 5 minutes away. I'm super happy that he decided to reach out and you know, trusted me with his firewood. I was talking with them. I went inside their house. They invited me in to show me their wood stoves and stuff. Beautiful house built back in the I believe it was the late 1800s actually. It was really cool. They had 3 fireplaces all perpendicular to each other off one central chimney. So that's how you can tell it was a really old New England house, and quite the setup. They said they usually only use 1. Sometimes if it's really cold they'll use 2, but they've never lit up all 3 at once because then it would just get way too hot. As you can see, the dump trailer is working out really well for just dumping all of this scrap. It has been pouring rain here the past couple days, so it would be really tough to try and burn any of this stuff, and it just saves me a whole bunch of time to be able to come over here with the mini skid steer. As you can see, I can access it from both sides of the trailer, and I come back here and dump it in the back and just kind of push it forward. So the trailer is starting to get full. I mean, there's definitely more room in there for more scrap, but I'll probably dump it over the next couple days just so that it's out of there and, you know, a bunch of water and dirt and stuff isn't collecting on the deck of the trailer. So I gotta head inside. It's already past 7, and Sarah said she was eating at 6:30 on the dot, so I already missed dinner. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of this whole green firewood sales thing. Personally, I don't mind discounting the wood because it saves me a bunch of space, one in the wood yard here, and space is limited. And I just think it's a lot easier being able to split, you know, 2 full cords into the dumpster can and not have to swap out the totes and stuff like that. So it definitely saves time. And it's not like I have any shortage of wood here, so if I can get a couple people on board to buy their wood early, it'll save me down the road from having to do those deliveries in the peak of the delivery season, and they get a little break on the price. So I think everybody wins here, but let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already or you're new, click that subscribe button down below. We're approaching 500 videos, and a lot of them are on firewood, so if you like this one, I'm sure you'll like all the ones if you go back. But for now, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.